Hi folks, it's Scotch Bob again. With something that I keep making reference to when I'm doing a bit of tying on the site, and I never actually thought, maybe the poker knows share a bit what I'm talking about and how I'm fishing. I mean, we've all got our own ways of fishing, but one of the most deadliest ways that I use at the fishing is using an indicator. Now, a lot of people frown on it, which is fine. I've no problem with that. I know it's no purist fly fishing. The thing is, it catches fish. Now, many years ago, and I fished in a reservoir, they frowned on using plastic indicators or anything that resembled a float, which is fair enough. But it wasn't barred. But they didn't like it because I won a few competitions with it, and they thought it wasn't cricket, as they say. So I had to come up with some, and you'll see it on my website. The first thing I come up with was this type of fly with a foam head. Now that was over 16 years ago, and I've been fishing them ever since. And I've got a lot of, even down to size 16s with tiny wee pieces of foam to hold them on the surface. Today, we're going to just be fixing one fly underneath the deadly popper. There is a certain way to do it as regards to fixing it all up together so that it's good, because I've tried and tested all different ways for the past 15 years. And this is the best way. One, to see the bite indications. Two, to set yourself up correctly, that you're presenting the fly where you want to put it and what depth of water you want to have the fly at. So I'm going to be using, I think it's £20 or £15-20 breaking strain, so that it's just for purposes that you can see what I'm doing. So first of all, I have a 15 or £20 breaking strain tippet from a fly line. So I've got 7 feet of £15 breaking strain, then I connect it to the tippet by a loop to loop, which you all know. Now this is the tippet. Just imagine this is the tippet going to your fly. Now my tippets are usually 7 or 8 feet long, depending what I'm fishing. If I'm fishing off a lightweight rod, I might make them a wee bit longer if I'm fishing with delicate flies and the fish are a bit picky. But my normal routine, my rig is 7 foot of £15 and 7 foot of £7, and it turns over perfectly. Anyway, to fix this fly, the popper, to the line, so that you can have it manipulated, so that you can move it quickly if you want to go to a deeper depth. You can't fix it to the line. Don't work. So I come up with a system. What I do is, on my tippet, every foot or so, I'll break it. I know it sounds stupid, but it works. I'll break it. And this, remember, this is only for the popper rig. This is not for my normal fishing. This is for setting up a popper rig. I break it and I do a 3-turn water knot. So lay the ends along together like so, and then push them into the centre and it creates a loop, and then put the 2 legs that are at this side through the loop. Once, twice. I'll do it as I would do it. I was just going to say, well, 2 will do it. Would do with this heavy nylon, but you do it in a 3-turn water knot 3 times. Once you've got it there, what you've got to do is get the both ends, wet it, pull them tight. Now that's you got a piece that's joined on your tippet, I know it can weaken your tippet, but I've never had a break on these 3-ton water knots on my tippet. Trim it off. You've now got a joint in your tippet. Right, that's the end of your fly line. The end of your tippet, sorry. That's the end of your tippet. Then you've got a 3-ton water knot, so let's say a foot back from the end of your line, and then you make another one a foot further up the tippet, and then another one a foot further up the tippet, till you've got 4. Now you've got 4, so you've got 4 different places you can connect your deadly popper to. So you can actually hub the fly, the tail fly, that's what we can fix to now. Let's say this is the tail fly, this is the one on the point of the tippet. Connect it to the line, connect it to your tippet. I'll just make a couple of turns around to hold it. It's just for demonstration purposes. You do your own tying of flies to your line. That's now on the end of your tippet, which is 7 feet long with 4 points on it, 4 3-ton water knot points on it, that allows you to move the deadly popper a foot at a time to find out exactly where the fish are feeding. So you can start at 2 feet, go to 3, go to 4, go to 5, and you can increase your tippet. Your bottom fly you can put on 2, because you can put a dropper in one of these 3-ton water knots, so you can have 2 flies. But anyway, keep it to 1 now. So what we've got is, it's stuck in my finger. 1 fly on the end of the tippet, a 3-ton water knot, 2 feet for the fly, and that's us. And this tippet connects to the butt piece to the fly line. Now, we've got to connect this to the fly line, so it is used as an indicator, but it's a fly, and I can tell you in its own right, it's caught me an awful lot of fish over the years. They'll come up and smash it. They're no interested, they don't care about the foam bit, they don't see it. So to get that onto there, we need to make a loop. So first of all, cut a piece off and then make a loop on the end of it. Now I'll go through twice to do the loop, but I'm only going to do it once time because it's a thick nylon. It's just for demonstration purposes. So you would do it twice. You know how to make a loop. I don't need to tell you how to make a loop. Now that's you got a wee short piece of nylon with 1 loop in the end of it. Now, you take your tippet with a 3-ton water knot stop, and you put the looped line that you've just made round about it and pass the end through the loop and pull it tight. And that's you round about the line, and you slide it down and it stops on the water knot. So you've now got a place to put your deadly popper, which is your indicator fly. Now I don't have it long, I have it about 2 to 3 inches long from the main tippet, because you don't want it going too far, because the farther you get it for the line, the deeper your fly will be, because that's got to sink down to that piece of line slack has been taken up to the popper. Now we'll fix the popper with your normal tying, and that's us ready to go. And let's recap. Point fly, the one under the water, 2 feet, a foot, whatever you've set it at, to the first 3-ton water knot, and on that water knot we've got hanging the deadly popper. That's hanging down off your line, and as that sits on the surface, that's the surface here, below it, the fly dangles below it. You can barely see it. I can't get it into shot. But you can see that's sitting on the surface. Let me take it up. The popper's on the surface, and the tail fly is hanging below it. See, I'm moving up and down with the popper. Okay? Can you see that? So that goes down into the water, and then you'll see the popper coming back into view. There. Surface, tail fly. Right. And that's how I fix my rigs up. And my rigs will have 4 stoppers on it, on the tippet, so that I can have 4 different depths that I can move the floating fly to. And it allows me to move the depth about from the point fly, or 2 flies, whatever you want below it. Doesn't matter. I'll sometimes use 3 flies below it, which is against the club rules, so I have to stop doing it. So I can only lodge 2 flies below it. 2 flies below it, a 3-ton water knot, a loop knot with a popper on it. That sits on the surface, that hangs below it, like vertically below it, like so. You can see the popper there. That's the surface. And you can see the tail fly hanging below it. And that's the way I set my rigs up. Or one of my rigs anyway, I don't set them all up like that. That's a rig I'll set up ready for fishing either buzzers or nymphs, or even lures hanging below it. Static lures can be deadly. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed that, and you can give it a wee try. Any questions, just put them in the comments and I'll see if I can answer them for you. And again, thanks for watching. And tight lines.